Yeah, so when it comes to using language, all language and language variants have what's called the indexicality or this baggage that's associated with it. We've kind of touched on this where like Southern American English is associated with being poor or being rural or being Southern or things like that. Afro American English has quite a lot of this, and it indexes a lot of these things having to do with Afro American culture. It's a sign of, being part of the culture to be able to have some command of Afro American English. So while it may be stigmatized by a lot of non-black people, it is seen as locally very prestigious. It's a good thing to be able to have some command of African American English, even if society and the schools and mainstream American culture tell us that it's a bad thing. Among each other, African Americans often use African American English because it's just something that they do to help express their identity. They want to show each other that they're inside this community, and that's just the way that you talk to each other. But they've learned that when you're talking to maybe a white person or talking in some situations where African American English is seen as inappropriate, and then people will switch to something that's closer to mainstream American English. Some people have a wide linguistic repertoire where they can switch from something that's quite drastically different from standard American English and then instantly switch to something that's very much standard. Depending on how much exposure they have to standard American English, they might be able to code switch a little bit towards standard American English, but not quite fully get there. So let's say they move to a predominantly white suburb. They may mostly sound like other white people and sound mostly standard and not have full command of the fullest African American English. And so they have a relatively limited repertoire as well.